here. Just begin to settle into this space. Just noticing any points of tightness, tension, soreness, stickiness through the body. And then as you sit up really, really tall, feel the crown of the head lift all the way up towards the ceiling. Allow the entire body just to settle into this space. So just notice any points of tightness, tension, soreness, stickiness. And as always, you'll take mental note of those places, send a little extra breath throughout practice. And then just start to acknowledge if there's anything that's bringing you away from this present moment, this current moment in time. As you feel the body in space, notice the sit bones, how heavy they are. Allow the ground to press all the way back up into your seat as you feel the low belly engage. So it's almost as if the navel wants to touch the spine. Allow both sides of the waist to grow really, really long as you draw the shoulders up, back, then down away from your ears. Feel the collarbones expand to opposite ends of the room as you allow the base of the skull to pull back just a bit so the shoulders step directly over the hips. Now, notice the breath, the quality of it. See what it's like. Maybe it's fast, maybe it's uneven, maybe it's smooth. But however the breath is, as always, we'll calibrate it together through 3 cleansing rounds of breath. So to start, take a deep exhale, empty out all the air. And then 3 rounds together. Take a deep inhale. Fill it all the way up towards the chest. And then open mouth exhale, let it go. 2 more, deep inhale into the lungs, fill up the rib cage. Open mouth exhale. 1 more, deep inhale into the chest, collarbones, head. And open mouth exhale. And then begin to set your own intention for practice. And while you're doing this, just bear witness to anything that's going on with the body, the mind, and whatever it is, however you are arriving to this practice, to your mat, to know that showing up exactly as you are is perfectly okay. And whatever it is that you are carrying with you, bringing with you to your practice, allow this practice to be of support, of service to you. And at the same time, just acknowledge whatever it is that you're needing or wanting out of this practice. We can all set the collective intention to allow this practice to meet us where we're at. So whatever ego, whatever expectations that we are having of our physical body, just set that off to the side. As you feel ready, draw the intention towards the top of your mind. 1 more round of breath together. Big inhale. Open mouth, exhale, share your intention. Gently blink the eyes open and make your way towards a child's pose. So Balasana, big toes to touch behind you, knees out super, super wide. So as you do this, instead of just allowing the entire belly to flop down, just bring the hips back towards the heels as you rest your forehead on the mat, fingertips reach out really long. So think about 2 lines of energy, the crown of the head reaching all the way forward, and then the sacrum coming all the way down towards the heels. Can you reach the fingertips a little further towards the front of the mat as you allow the hips to be really, really heavy? Take 1 more big breath. And then go ahead and crawl your hands over towards the left. Allow the right palm to stack on top of your left. Continue to reach all the way over towards the left side as you allow the right rib cage to expand. 1 more breath here. And then come back towards center, you'll switch. So crawl the hands over towards the right, left palm to stack on top. Feel the left rib cage kind of curve a little bit as you expand through the left. Visualize the left lung inflating. Nice. 1 more breath. And then transition back towards center. Put pressure into all 10 finger pads, rise up to all 4s. Come in towards a tabletop. From here, just get into the upper back. So keep the pelvis neutral. You're not moving the pelvis up and down like cow cat. Instead, I want you to allow the chest to just drop down. So it's like the shoulders are coming towards the ears. And then press into the mat. Allow the upper back to round. So feel the heart lift up. Nice. Allow the chest to drop down, so shoulders shrug towards the ears. And then press into your palms, round through the upper back without moving your spine and pelvis. 2 more just like this. Allow the chest to drop down, shoulders shrug towards the ears. And then press into the ground, upper back puffs up. Nice. Last time, allow the chest to drop down. And then press into the ground, upper back puffs up. Nice. Return back to a neutral tabletop, so it's almost as if the navel is touching the spine once more. Press down through your right palm, reach the left fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice, and then on your exhale, you'll thread your left palm underneath your right rib cage. Rest your left ear towards the ground to the best of your ability. If it feels a little far away, if you got like a blanket or a book or something like that, you can rest it underneath your left ear. Go ahead and curl the right palm forward if that feels more stable. Or if you have the practice of a half bind, you can open up the chest by drawing your right hand to your low back or all the way towards the left hip crease. Now wherever you are, you're keeping a light squeeze through the inner thighs as you draw the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Take 1 more smooth round of breath here. Beautiful, and then go ahead and make your way back towards center. So bring your right hand back down, press into your right palm, and then set your left palm back down. Next, you'll switch sides, press down through your left palm, reach the right fingertips all the way up, and then you'll thread once more. So right palm draws underneath the left rib cage. You rest your right ear down to the mat, or again, prop your head up onto something if it feels far away. You have the same 2 options with your left hand. So either left palm crawls forward, or you're placing your left hand towards the low back, towards your right hip crease. So one isn't better than the other, just whatever your body is needing right now. Nice. Take 1 more smooth round of breath. And then wherever you are, press your left palm down firmly. Release the right arm, come back to all fours, your tabletop. Go ahead and crawl your hands back towards your knees. Come to standing on your shins. So I'll go ahead and face you. As you stand on your shins, it's kind of like you're setting up for Ustrasana, Carolyn pose, but not quite yet. Bring both hands to your hips. Extend your right leg all the way out towards the right, kind of like a kickstand. If the baby toe edge of the right foot isn't coming all the way down, totally okay, but I just want you to press weight into that pinky side of your foot. Go ahead and slide your right palm all the way down your right thigh. Reach the left palm all the way up. Take a big inhale breath. And then exhale, tip on over towards your right. So you're bumping your left hip towards the left side as you expand through the left side. Keep your chin lifted off of your chest. And if it's cool with your neck, you'll gaze towards your left elbow up towards the ceiling. Nice, 1 more breath. And then make your way back up. So arms come all the way out to a T. So you've got 2 options here. One will be a little more demanding onto your low belly, so working the core. So I'll show you what it looks like. You'll reach all the way over. So option 1, you'll bring your left palm down. Or option 2, you'll reach, and then allow the left palm to float. So this is where the core starts working. All right, so take a big inhale breath, reach. And then on your exhale, either allow your left palm to hover or float. Keep pressing weight into your right foot. Come all the way back up, arms out to a T. And then this time, flip the palm, reach all the way up and back. So it's like a reverse warrior. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, reach all the way forward. So either left palm down or let it float. Reach the right palm up. And then make your way back towards center, arms reach all the way up to a T. So keep pressure in the right foot. 1 more time. Flip the left palm, reach all the way up and over. So like a modified reverse warrior. And then come all the way back towards center, reach. Left palm down to the mat or float it, right palm up. Inhale back towards center, final time. Flip the left palm, reach it all the way up and over. Beautiful. Inhale, reach. Everyone, go ahead and set the left palm down, right fingertips elevate. Go ahead and lift the right leg all the way up. So it's like you're kicking the wall away from you or whatever is in front of your right foot. And then from here, squeeze your right butt, keep the front ribs in, bend your right knee towards your glute, or bend your right knee heel towards your glutes. As you do this, you're trying to shorten the distance between your right heel and your right glute. Stay, or right hand grabs a hold of your foot. So continue to press the ground away from you. Reach the rib cage all the way up. And then slowly release the hold of your foot. And then set the right foot down. Press up through the left palm. Rise all the way up. Go ahead and bring your right knee back towards center. And then we'll switch. So left leg all the way out towards the left side. Again, press weight through the baby toe edge of your left foot to the best of your ability. Nice. Go ahead and reach all the way over to the left. Slide the left palm down. Reach the right arm all the way up. Arc all the way over towards the left. So starting out with a side bend. Bump the right hip all the way over towards the right. And then press off of your left palm. Arms out to a T. So same thing that we did other side. Either right palm down to the ground or use your low belly strength. Allow the right palm to hover. So inhale, reach until you can't. Set the right palm down or let it hover. Left palm up. Press into your left foot, rise all the way up. And then flip your right palm. It's like a modified reverse warrior. 2 more times. Come back towards center, reach, reach, reach. Either right palm down or let it hover. Left palm reaches. Come all the way back towards center. Flip your right palm, reach it all the way up and over. Nice, last time through. Come back towards center, reach, reach, reach. Either right palm floats or bring the right palm down, left fingertips reach. And then press into your left foot, arms out to a T. Flip your right palm, reach all the way up and over. This time, come all the way back towards center. Reach until you can't anymore. Set the right palm down, left fingertips up. Hover the left leg, so supported side plank. Same thing, front ribs in, so prevent your ribs from flaring out. Bend your right knee, draw your heel towards your glute. So again, shorten the distance between your heel towards your left butt. Stay, or left hand grabs a hold of your foot. Try to drive your heel in towards your glute so you open up through the fronts of the hips. Actively press the ground away from you. Right rib cage lifts a little higher. And then on your exhale, release the hold of your foot. Press off through your right palm. Land on your left foot, arms reach out. Then left knee to meet the right. Hands back in front of your knees. Crawl them forward. Tuck the toes, draw the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. So in this first downward facing dog, take a moment, bend one knee, bend the other. And just feel the backs of the legs. The arms, the shoulders. Take 1 more round of breath. Do whatever feels good here. Beautiful. All right, coming towards stillness, feet about hip width distance-ish, hands about shoulder width distance-ish. I want you to bend your knees deeply, so almost as if the thighs are going to touch the chest. When you're ready, go ahead and pike the hips all the way up as high as you can. Now straighten through the legs. Now drive your heels down. I will do 2 more just like this. Bend into your knees deeply, almost as if the chest were going to touch the thighs. Now pike your hips all the way up. Straighten through the legs, and then drive your heels down. 1 more just like this. Bend your knees deeply. Stick your butt all the way up, up, up. Straighten through the legs. Now drive your heels down. Inhale, rock forward, come in towards a high plank. So allow the shoulders to step over the wrists. As always, you're welcome to lower down to the knees at any time. Actively press the ground away from you. So again, upper back puffs, but we keep the butt down. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Got 2 more just like this. Inhale, glide forward, crown of the head reaches forward. Actively press the ground away as you feel the navel drawing towards the spine. Exhale, shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Got 1 more just like this. Inhale, glide forward. Continue to reach the crown of the head forward. And visualize I'm pushing your heels over your toes, but you're trying to resist that. This time I want you to lower all the way down to your belly. As you lower all the way down to your belly, create a cactus shape with your arms. So we'll get into the chest. Take a look at your right elbow and then see that the right elbow is a little higher than your right shoulder. So you're just going to roll over onto your right hip, tending up through the left fingertips. What you are not doing is you're not rolling onto your bicep. So keep the elbow fixed where it is. And you should start to feel a little bit of a pec stretch. The left hip might stack over the right. If it does, great. If it doesn't, also great. Keep the head down as you feel one more breath here. Awesome. Go ahead and roll back towards center. And then set your left elbow a little higher than the shoulder. Begin to roll on towards the left hip, tent up through the right finger pads. Right hip might roll up and over, rather stack up and over the left hip. If it doesn't, also great. One more smooth breath. And then come back towards center. Slide your palms into your shoulders. Untuck the toes. Inhale for Bhujangasana, your cobra. Lift just your chest so you got little to no weight in your hands. I want you to keep the bend into your elbows, hug your rib cage in, dig your pelvis, pubic bone down. And then exhale, release. This time begin to tuck your toes and use the inhale to press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice big inhale breath. And then smooth exhale breath. All right, a little more movement here. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, come to the top of your mat. You got a halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Please interlace your hands behind your low back and keep your feet about hip width distance-ish. Go ahead and bend into your left knee deeply. Keep the right leg straight to the best of your ability. Drive the knuckles all the way up and over towards the left. So right shoulder peels all the way up towards the ceiling. Drive your fists all the way over. Nice. Inhale, transition back towards center. And then switch, bend into your right knee deeply. Keep the left leg straight to the best of your ability. And then drive the knuckles all the way over towards the right. So left shoulder peeling up. One more breath. And then make your way back towards center. Undo the bind in your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, upward facing salute. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Then exhale, fold forward. Two more times. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. So press through both feet. And then exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, look forward, lengthen. Any amount of bend into your knees is cool. This time, hands flat, step back, find a high plank. Big inhale breath, sustain your plank. And then exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Sweep the palms back behind you, find your locust. This time, arms, chest, legs lift. I want you to hug everything towards the center like you did before in your cobra. And then exhale, slowly release. This time I want you to bring your arms all the way forward, so it's like you're a superhero flying through space. There'll be a little more demand onto your low back, so squeeze your butt a lot. Inhale, lift the arms, chest, legs. So everything continues to drive in towards the center. Now visualize you got a pull-up bar up and overhead. Create claws or fists. Take a big inhale breath. And then exhale, bend your elbows, hug the elbows in towards the rib cage. Two more times, stay lifted. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull down. So it's like a lat pull down. One more. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, pull down. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, slowly release. Come all the way down. Slide your palms in your shoulders, tuck your toes. Press up to a tabletop or plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale breath. And smooth exhale breath. Nice. Last sun A. So inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift. Really long spine, upper back engage. Exhale, deepen the fold. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling, upward facing salute. Exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, really long spine. Exhale, hands flat, step back, high plank. Big inhale, breath, hold your plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Set up for a Sphinx pose. So it's like a setup for forearm plank, which you guessed it, that's where we're going. So elbows underneath the shoulders, they're not by the rib cage. You can interlace your hands or not, up to you. From here, gaze forward with control. Curl your chin in towards your chest. Lift the rib cage, lift the belly, lift the hips.
Either stay on your knees or tuck your toes. Lift the knees, the shins. Come in towards a forearm plank. Keep the hips nice and level. One more breath here, listen. If you're on your knees, please tuck your toes, lift the shins. Transition towards your dolphin. So go ahead and tuck the toes, crawl the feet closer towards your chest. I want you to press the shit out of you to your elbows, forearms, wrists. Puff up through the upper back and prevent the chest from dropping down. One more breath. And then go ahead and walk your feet back. Come in towards a brief forearm plank. With control, lower knees, thighs, hips, back to your sphinx. Smooth inhale. Exhale, release, transition to downward facing dog. So either come up to a plank or tabletop. Downward facing dog in your inverted V shape. So any amount of bend into your knees as you'd like. Big inhale breath. And smooth exhale. Okay, inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, really long spine. And then exhale, fold forward, release. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Nice. This time, create a cactus shape with your elbows. Lift your heart up, mild back bend. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, really long spine. This time, hands flat, set your right foot back, keep the right knee elevated. Inhale, rise up to a high lunge, a crescent lunge. So fully extend through the front right hip, keep a 90-degree angle through the left knee, arms extend up overhead. Deep inhale, breath. And then exhale, take an open arm twist to the left. So left palm drags back, right fingertips reach forward. Yeah. So create a broad, broad chest as you reach, reach, reach. From here, you have the choice of a little bit of a back bend. So with your left hand, either bring it towards your low back, outer right hip, or reach it through the left palm or left thigh. Arc your right arm all the way up and back in space. Keep squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep the right knee as straight as you can. And then on your exhale, release this. Hands frame your left foot. Step back, high plank first. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend your elbows halfway or lower all the way. Back bend of your choice. Up dog, cobra, or locust. We've done all of those. Exhale, shift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg extends. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Keep the left knee lifted, but glue your left palm down towards the ground. Reach the right fingertips all the way up towards the ceiling. And then keep the hips nice and lifted. From here, I want you to rock onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Slide your right foot about halfway down the mat. So again, we're looking at another supported side plank variation. Reach the right palm all the way forward towards the top of your mat. On your exhale, allow your hips to lower down towards the mat. Keep the left hip hovering though, and then right fingertips reach towards the back of your mat. Press through your left palm, use your oblique strength, lift the hips, arc the right arm all the way up. Exhale, right palm down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, breath, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to meet your hands, top of your mat. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. Inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. This time, cactus the elbows, lift your heart up, slight back bend. Inhale, arms extend up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, really long spine. And then exhale, hands flat, set your left foot back, keep the left knee lifted. Squeeze your inner thighs, use your low belly strength, torso lifts, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Once more, 90-degree angle through the right knee, fully extend through the front left hip. On your inhale breath, reach. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. So left palm forward, right fingertips extend back. Continue to expand through the chest as you reach and extend. And then any variation for this back bend. So either right hand to the low back, outer left hip, or slide it down your left thigh, arc the left arm all the way up and over. So here, more demand onto the low belly for balance. Keep squeezing the inner thighs. One more breath. And then slowly release the hands, frame the right foot. Step back, high plank first. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga or lower all the way down. You've got an up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the left leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Keep the right knee lifted, but glue your right palm down to the mat, left fingertips up. Okay? So again, keep the hips nice and lifted as opposed to the hips sagging. So I really want you to press into the right foot. Take a big inhale breath, and then your supported side plank to the left. Roll onto the baby toe edge of the right foot. Slide your left foot about halfway down the mat, so all 10 toes point towards the left. Reach the left palm all the way forward. Use your oblique strength. Lift the hips a little higher. Big inhale breath. Exhale, allow the outer right hip to lower, hover it. Left palm towards the back. Yeah? Inhale, press, lift the hips up, arc the left arm all the way. And then exhale, step the left palm back, step back, down dog. Inhale, breath, gaze forward. And then exhale, feet to meet your hands, come to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Nice. Inhale, sit down low, find a chair pose. So feet close together or hips width distance. I want you to draw your seat down and back, arms reach all the way up and over. As you do this, hug the outer hips towards the inner, and then see that you can see all 10 toes past your knees. Take one more big breath. Can you drop your seat a little lower? Then press through both feet, straighten up, rise all the way to standing. Back bend here as you'd like. Then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands flat. This time, right foot back, lower the right knee down. Inhale, low lunge, Ardha Anjaneyasana, arms reach and extend. So maybe dig the right shin down, lift up and out of your waist. Nice. On your exhale, left hand, left hip. Reach all the way up, tip on over towards your left. So we did something very, very similar towards the beginning of class. As you do this, bump the right hip all the way over. Listen, bend your right elbow, hook it to the outside of your left thigh. Allow the left palm to join, find a twist. As you press your palms together, see if you can draw the left shoulder a little further back in space. You have the option to stay here, or you can tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, come into a revolved high lunge as you'd like. Beautiful. One more breath. And then hands frame your left foot, step back, high plank. Optional vinyasa from here on out. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Up dog, cobra, or locust. Exhale, shift the hips up and back. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale breath. And then smooth exhale breath. Nice. Inhale, draw the right leg up and back in space. Listen, I want you to crawl your hands back towards your left foot. So come in towards a brief standing splits towards the back of your mat. Drive your head down, lift the right leg up. It doesn't have to come up super, super high. And then flatten through the palms. Crawl your hands back towards the top of your mat. Three-legged dog. Inhale, rock forward. One-legged plank. Keep the low belly nice and engaged. You got it. And then step your right foot in between your hands. Soften the left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Reach up. And then release your hands. Frame your right foot. Tent up through the finger pads, or if you've got books, blocks, anything you can prop your palms onto, grab those. Exhale, shift your hips back. Come in towards a half split spread. So lift the right ball mound. Two more just like this. Leg doesn't have to straighten. Rebend through the right knee, gaze forward, chest forward. Exhale, shift your hips back, lift the right ball mount. One more, we'll hold. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, shift the hips back, half splits. So you might have to scoot the right heel forward a bit. That way the left hip is over the left knee. So you're not too far back. You're also not too far forward. And then create the action that you're dragging your right heel to meet the left knee forward towards the top. Continue to keep the breath steady wherever you are. Just one more big breath. And go ahead and rebend through the right knee, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then step forward, top of your mat. Halfway lift, really long spine. And then exhale, deepen the fold. Last side, inhale, arms extend all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, palms towards your heart, release your hands to your sides. Inhale, arms extend all the way up. And then exhale, fold forward, hinge at your hips. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hands flat. Step the left foot back this time. Lower the left knee down. Nice. Inhale, low lunge. Arms reach all the way up and over. Please draw your right hand towards your right hip. So same thing, front ribs in, reach. Side bend towards your right. So bump the left hip all the way over. Should feel a nice big old stretch to the front of the left hip. Then as you're ready, like we did other side, bend your left elbow, hook it to the outside of the right thigh, allow the right palm to join. So as you are here, you're pressing your palms together so much, you can pull your chest towards your thumbs. It's far easier just to allow the palms to come towards your chest, but that's not gonna do a whole lot for you. And dig your left elbow into your right thigh, draw the right shoulder a little further back in space so you can feel the twist. Stay here or tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, revolve, high lunge briefly. One more breath wherever you are. Stay with this, keep breathing. And then exhale, hamstring the right foot, step back, high plank. From here, you have an optional vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, draw the left leg up and back. Like we did on the other side, go ahead and walk your hands towards the right foot. So come towards the back of your mat. Brief standing split. Again, I really don't care how high the left leg comes up. My left leg is never gonna come up super high. I'm more concerned about the right leg. Press into your right foot, feel the sensation behind the right leg. And go ahead and crawl your hands back, come in towards a three-legged dog. This time, rock forward, one-legged plank, shoulder stack over the wrists. Then with control, step your left foot in between your hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, find your low lunge. Arms extend all the way up and over, both sides of waist long. Exhale, hands begin to frame your left foot. Tent up through the finger pads or prop your hands onto something. Shift your hips back, come in towards a half split prep. So left ball now lifts, doesn't have to straighten super a whole lot. Two more times, rebend through the left knee. And then exhale, shift your hips back. Walk your hands back with you. One more, we hold. Inhale, rebend through the left knee. Then exhale, shift your hips back. Hold this time. So again, left heel might have to wiggle forward a bit. So I want the right hip over the right knee. This isometric action that you're creating, it's like the left heel wants to drag all the way towards the back of your mat, and then right knee forward towards the front. It's almost as if there were a wrinkle, if that helps as a visual, towards the middle of your mat. One more breath. And go ahead and rebend through the left knee, tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and then step forward, top of your mat. Nice halfway lift, really long spine. Then exhale, fold forward. Nice, this time, sit down low, find your chair pose or Uttanasana, your fierce pose once more. All right, so you'll take a Ganesh Mudra. What you'll do, you'll bring your left hand in front of your chest, right palm stacks on top, and then go ahead and interlace your hands. Yeah, have the action that you're pulling your hands away from each other, but don't let that happen. So feel the chest engage. Now bring your hands towards the base of your skull. From here, I want you to press the base of your skull in towards your left wrist, left palm, and then continue to draw the elbows back in space. Yeah, take one more big breath, and then exhale, release that, fold forward. Bend into your knees just a bit. Take your peace fingers, hook them around your big toes, so your belly hanging on your thighs. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, pull on your big toes, allow the elbows to bow out. Rock it out from left, right, right, left. Beautiful. Go ahead and release that grip. Once more, halfway lifts. And then exhale, fold forward. We'll switch our grip. Sit down low, find your chair pose once more. And then you'll come in towards your Ganesh Mudra opposite side. So this time, right palm in front of your chest, left palm on top, interlace them and then pull. As you do this, keep the elbows wide, bring your hands behind you. So this time it's the right wrist that's on top. As you keep sitting down low, press the base of your skull in towards, the top of the right wrist. So a little bit, you're sticking your chest out, allowing the bum to stick out a bit, totally fine. But continue to drop the seat down low, press, elbows out wide. One more breath. Release all of this, fold forward. This time I want you to take your hands, bend your knees, slide a palm underneath each foot. If this does not feel accessible or comfortable, you can do what we did on the other side, index, middle finger grabbing a hold of your big toe. Big inhale breath, gaze forward towards the top of your mat. On your exhale, pull on your feet, allow the elbows float out, so it's kind of like you're a gorilla. Actually, I don't know if gorillas do this, but this is what I think they do, and that's also what this pose is referred to as. Head is really heavy. Keep the belly on the thighs, so decompress through the low back. Add a little movement as you'd like. One more breath. And then release your grip. Hands flat to the mat. Step back. You have a vinyasa here if you want it, or as always, transition straight to a downward facing dog. Up dog cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. One more, please, big inhale. And smooth exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up and back. And then exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose. I want you to round through the upper back, press the ground away from you. Inhale, right leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. You'll come in towards a warrior one. So very similar towards high lunge, but you'll walk the left foot in a bit, turn the toes out to about 45, so the foot is flat. Torso lifts, arms extend all the way up and overhead. So you can widen your feet to accommodate the hips. Really doesn't have to be kind of like a tightrope with a narrow stance. Reach all the way up, interlace your hands once more. So draw the shoulders up, down, and back, pull back. Exhale, bow forward, come in towards a humble warrior, bound warrior. So right shoulder is either adjacent to the right knee or on top. As you draw the head down, feel the knuckles roll all the way up and over. Take one more big breath. And then gently release your hands, frame your right foot. Go ahead and walk your left foot in just a bit and then straighten through the right leg, so shift your hips back. Tent up through the finger pads, and then make sure that your palms are underneath your shoulders. Gaze forward towards the top of your mat, and then fold down, allow the chest to draw down towards your right shin. Again, if anything is really, really tight through the hips or the backs of the legs, you'll find the spine rounding a bit. So to mitigate that, you can either come up a little higher onto the shin or prop your hands onto something. I am a yoga teacher, so I magically have blocks all over the place. Take one more smooth breath wherever you are. And then go ahead and rebend through the right knee. This time, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Halfway lift, inhale. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lower your seat, sit down low. Everyone's favorite, your chair pose. And this time I want you to lower to your seat, Navasana, boat pose. So feet can hang on the ground, or you can elevate your shins. Whichever variation you do, I want the knees out wide. Bring the big toes to touch behind you, and then bring your hands in between the knees. So you're setting up for a seated crow. As you do this, I want you to press your knees into your arms and then arms back into your knees. Feel the low belly engage as you lean back, keep the chest lifted. Continue to maintain your balance. Press an imaginary wall away from you. Keep the action between the arms and the knees. Last deep breath. On your exhale, cross out your ankles, bring your hands forward, step back, optional vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale breath. Smooth exhale breath. Nice. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Again, press the ground away from you, round through the upper back. Inhale, left leg up. And then exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Set up for your warrior one on the left, right foot in a bit, turn the toes out to about 2-ish o'clock. Lift the chest, arms extend all the way up and overhead. So as you do this, prevent any back bending, so that's where the spine extends. Keep both sides of the waist nice and long. Then opposite grip this time, whichever thumb was not on top now is. Draw the shoulders up, down, and back, pull back. This is where you can have a slight back bend. Then on your exhale, bound warrior, humble warrior. Left shoulder is either adjacent or below the left shoulder, or rather below the left knee. Head down, feel the knuckles draw all the way up and overhead. This feels a little pinchy for the chest or the shoulders. You can grab for the hem of your shirt, hem of your pants. That also works as well. Squeeze the elbows together. One more big breath. And then release your grip, hamstring your left foot. Walk the right foot in just a bit as you straighten through the left knee. So shift your hips back in space. Walk your hands underneath your palms. Gaze forward towards the top of your mat. And then exhale, fold down towards your left shin. So upper back will round naturally. What I'm not looking for is rounding through the low back a whole lot. So again, you have the option to just lightly rest your palms on your left shin or prop your hands onto something. Keep the crown of the head reaching forward and out. One more breath. And then with control, go ahead and rebend through the left knee. Step your right foot to meet the left, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. And then fold forward, exhale. This time, go ahead and bring your feet as close as comfortable. I want the big toes to touch. Bend your knees deeply, lift the heels, and then widen your knees a lot. So we'll get into the inner thighs. Don't worry, I'm not making you do core stuff, because I'm tired too. Walk your hands all the way as far forward as you can. Either stay here or allow the head to lower down. Keep the heels lifted as the knees come out really wide. As you lower the seat down, feel almost as if you're pulling the ground towards your chest. One more big breath. And then walk your hands underneath your face. Bring the knees back towards center, palms flat, and then just step back, vinyasa here or downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, shift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale breath. And then smooth exhale breath. One more big inhale. And smooth exhale. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Turning around your left foot flat, rise all the way up, come in towards a warrior two. So arms reach all the way up and out like wings. And I want you to see that the feet are nice and wide, so wrists roughly over the ankles. Go ahead and straighten through the right leg. As you do this, reach all the way forward until you can't anymore. Then arms come to north and south. Set the right palm on the right shin, left fingertips up, or you have something to prop your hand onto, utilize that. As you reach all the way up, left palm up, or one more side bend, allow the left tricep to frame the left ear. So you've got one long line from the left fingertips towards the left hip. Allow the left hip to peel down slightly, but keep the left shoulder up and back in space. Now one more breath wherever you are. And then press through the left foot, rise all the way up, arms out to a T. Go ahead and turn your right foot to meet the left. And then swivel it so that it's parallel. Big inhale breath, lift up through the chest. And then exhale, hinge at your hips any amount, fold forward, drive the head down, fingertips towards the ground. Shift more weight forward towards the ball mounds of your feet. And then go ahead and crawl your left palm in between your feet. So it's underneath your face. Same two options here, like we've done similarly. Either right hand to your low back or reach the right palm all the way up. You can tent up through the finger pads as well if you need a little more space. This feels really tight through the backs of the legs. One more breath. And then right palm down, switch. Right palm in between your feet, underneath your face. Left hand to the low back, or reach the left fingertips all the way up. And one more breath. And then left palm down. Go ahead and crawl your hands back towards the top of your mat. Both hands to the inside of your right foot. Lower the left knee down. So if this feels pretty intense for the inner thighs, the front left hip, you'll just reduce the angle and then scoot your left knee a little forward so that the hips are a little higher up. Otherwise, you'll walk your hands towards the left side. So your hands might come off of the mat. Stay here if this is already enough, or lower down to your left forearm. I want you to crawl the right palm all the way forward. Feel the right knee press out. Like you did before, I want you to feel as if you're pulling the ground towards you. So again, you feel a little more of a stretch to the inner right hip, front to the left hip, and a big old side body stretch. Just one more breath wherever you are. First, go ahead and crawl the right hand back towards your face. Lift up through the left forearm if it were lower. Hands frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Step back, optional vinyasa or straight to down dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale. And smooth exhale. All right, final side, left leg up. And then step your foot in between your hands. Turn and ground your right foot flat, so face you. Rise all the way up, warrior two. So again, feet nice and wide. See that the left knee is over the left ankle, so it's not here, it's also not here. Now reach all the way out. Now go ahead and undo everything I just said. Straighten through the left leg. Reach all the way forward until you can't. Left palm to your shin, to the mat, to a block, to something. Right palm extends all the way up. Stay here if you did so, other side, or right palm reaches forward, tricep frames the right ear. Wherever you are, right hip has to peel down just a bit. And then feel the inner thighs squeeze together, so it's like you're dragging your feet together. One more breath. And then press through your right foot, rise all the way up. This time I want you to turn your toes out, heels in. Bend into your knees, drop your seat any amount. So everyone will start in the same place. Hands down underneath your face. If this feels okay, this is where you stay. Alternatively, you'll look at your right foot. Go ahead and straighten through the right leg a bit, and then shift the hips down and back. Wherever you are, you could go a little lower. If the ankle lifts, that's probably your stopping point. Otherwise, see if you can track the left knee up and back in space. One more breath. And go ahead and lift the hips up. We'll switch. So keep the knees bent. You're either staying here, chest forward, or look at your right knee, straighten through the left leg a bit. Shift the hips down and back. Either stay or perhaps you lower a little more. But whichever variation you're in, right knee tracks up and back in space. So you got a little more weight through the baby toe edges of your feet. One more breath. And then straighten through the right leg, come back. Go ahead and turn and pivot. Step back, optional and final vinyasa, or straight to downward facing dog. Up dog, cobra, locust on your inhale. Exhale, draw the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Smooth inhale, breath. And smooth exhale, breath. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg up. And then create a pigeon on the right. So it's like you're creating a number 7 with your shin. Stay lifted for the back bend briefly. So hands underneath your shoulders. If you're working with tighter hips, you'll find that the heel comes a little closer towards your groin. Totally fine. What I don't want to see is all the weight shifted over towards the right. If that is the case for you, great, stay. And you can create 2 number 7s with your legs instead. And then still peel the chest forward. If you were adding the forward bend, Go for that. 3 rounds of breath. Let's take one more here. And then rise all the way up to your palms if you're folded over. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, and then step back downward facing dog. Left side, left leg up. And then create a pigeon on the left. And once more, stay briefly in the back bend, walk your hands back a bit. Even out the weight in your hips. This side is a little tighter for me, so I'm not gonna lower down a whole lot. But again, you have the option for kind of like 2 number 7s, so the legs, bring your chest forward. You'll still achieve a very similar stretch. Otherwise, out of the forward bend, you got 3 rounds of breath. Let's continue to decelerate, see where the breath is at. And also acknowledge if the mind is wandering to your to-do list after this. Continue to stay present here. It's 1 more round of breath. And then if you are lowered, rise all the way up. Everyone tuck your right toes, lift the right knee. Left leg up and back, shake it out, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, feet to meet your hands, lower to your seat. You got 2 options here. So a reverse plank or a reverse tabletop. Reverse plank, your legs are still out long, or reverse plank, keep the knees bent. Everyone walk your hands, a giant palm print back behind you. Fingertips point out to 3 and 9. Take a big inhale breath. Use the exhale to lift your pelvis, your hips. Tip your head back any amount as you press the ground away. Feel the shoulder heads draw down towards the ground as you lift the heart space up. 1 more breath wherever you are. And then slowly release. Come all the way back. Nice. Go ahead and release the legs out long. Come back up. Nice. Big inhale. And then smooth exhale. We'll close this out with a twist. Bend your right knee, draw it in towards your soul, or draw your soul in towards your groin. Jesus. Stay here, or left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Take your right hand behind your right hip, reach the left arm up. Either hug your shin or right tricep to the inside of your right thigh. Draw the right shoulder back in space. Continue to press the ground away from you. And then feel the crown of the head lift up as the right shoulder draws a little further back. 1 more breath. And then come back towards center, right leg releases. Go ahead and switch. Bend your left knee, draw your soul towards your groin. Either left foot stays here or left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Left hand behind your left hip. Reach up through the right palm. Either you're hugging your shin or right tricep to the inside of your left thigh. Press and twist. So feel the left shoulder draw a little further back in space as the crown of the head reaches up. Once more, if it's cool, your neck, gaze past your left shoulder. Take a smooth inhale breath, press and twist. And then on your exhale, slowly release that. Shake out the legs, big inhale breath. And then smooth exhale breath. Bring your hands towards your heart, last little bit of core stuff, and then we're in Shavasana. Big inhale breath, heart lifts. Slowly lower to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1, lower all the way down. Hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins. Squeeze all the muscles in your face as you draw your forehead to your knees. Make yourself a tight, tight, tight little ball. And then on your exhale, slowly release everything all the way out. A very, very brief Shavasana. It's 2 minutes, your corpse pose.
Arms out, legs out like a starfish. If you prefer to stay seated for a seated meditation, that is cool as well. But wherever you are, everything that's in contact with the mat is really heavy. Allow the gaze to soften, the breath cadence to slow down. And just enjoy these final few moments of rest as you allow the body to recalibrate. When it is time, I will guide you out, so please enjoy. As always, if you have the gift of time, you're more than welcome to stay resting for as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to reawaken, draw a deeper inhale through the nose. And an even deeper exhale at your mouth. Give some life back to the fingers, the toes. You roll the wrists, the ankles. Then in your own time, arms extend all the way up and overhead. Give yourself a nice big old full body stretch. Transition over to your favorite side, coming to a supported fetal posture. So utilizing your bicep as a pillow. And take a moment, thank yourself for taking time out of your day to be here in your body. And with your opposite palm, press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Keep the gaze soft, eyes closed, hands towards heart center. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing your practice, your energy, your breath, your virtual presence, allowing me the honor to guide practice. Together, we draw the thumbs at third eye center, lift the chin up just a little higher. It's here where we acknowledge mutual love and respect for each other, this practice, this community. Thumbs to the lips to seal the breath. Finally, thumbs up to the heart where we feel our heartbeat, and this reminds us our hearts beat the same, our blood courses the same. At the end of the day, we're one and the same. It's also from this place that we bow forward to each other with mutual love, respect, gratitude, and love. So to each of you, I bow humbly. Namaste.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.